Good morning. My name is Haluk Demirkan. I'm a faculty member at University of Washington, Tacoma. And I want to start with a quick question. Can you guess how many books might be out there? Like if we Google right now about analytics or business analytics or data scientists, how many books may come to Google search? Any idea? Way more than that. Okay, from on the other side, what do you think? How many business analytics, like if I search business analytics software or business analytics solution in Google, how many might come up in the search result? Like software solution titled under business analytics or analytics. Do you have any idea? What's that? Quite a bit. So I'm going to show you some of the results. So quick background of myself. Like I said, I've been at the University of Washington, and I have been in academia last 10 years. And before the academia, I spent quite a bit of time in the industry. I have been in this field since 1993. My first job was at Decision Support Systems team at AT&T Bell Labs, then Citibank, and then some of the analytics solution companies. So I spent a lot of time in academia teaching and research, and also do executive professional education in industry in the field of business analytics for many years. So my talk is very quickly, we all know about the growing data and analytics talent gap. So a couple of the things, and then I wanted to get into how I have been utilizing IBM Watson Analytics in my academic education programs and also professional education programs. I mean, I'm sure we have seen this picture many times. Some of the slides I'm going to go fast. So this is a slide I borrowed from IBM colleagues I've been working with. So the data is growing a lot. And then there are a lot of buzzwords about the talent gap. And I think there's also a big, when I go Google and look at some of the articles, there's like a chicken and egg problem today. Because when I go talk to companies, they say they cannot find a talent to do the job. And then when I go to the universities, there are a lot of students graduate and they cannot find jobs. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here, right? And they all talk about the business analytics, decision making, data scientists, all that kind of those type of topics. So there's an interesting situation going on. So from that, and I think the whole challenge is about the right talent to the right job, right? Talent management mostly. It's not about just educating student about to do some, pulling data and doing some analytical stuff, but it's more than that, just generic talent issue. So these are some of the results actually came up last night. I did this search last night. So number of books came up about 53,900 books came when I searched about the book on business analytics. And the software solution, it came up about 109 software solution in business analytics. And then even when you look at the Gartner's Magic Quadrant, there's quite a bit software solutions comes up for analytics. So from that, as an academician, I had a dilemma, actually, challenge about, okay, which tool to use in my classes. And to be honest, I personally used most of the BI solutions, business analytics, business intelligence solutions in the market, because I used to work as a principal architect for MicroStrategy, so I played with almost every competitor tools to make sure how we're going to sell our software solution. So and then also, as you know, from some of the other BI solutions, they are homed in Seattle. So I tried so many different solutions in my classes. And then basically at the bottom line, I ended up using the IBM Watson Analytics after having some challenging experiences with some of the other solutions. From technological support, from the reliability, some of the easiness to use in classrooms. So currently, I've been using the IBM Watson Analytics almost 2 years since its beta version. And then I use it in my graduate classes, MBA courses, and also some Master of Science Business Analytics programs, which I'm going to show you in which courses specifically. I also use IBM Watson Analytics in my undergraduate classes. And then, as you see, especially in my undergraduate classes, most of these talents have no clue about software solutions, like management, marketing, accounting, finance. And they know Microsoft Office solutions, but that's it, right? That is their information technology background, most of these. But I use IBM Watson Analytics pretty good in these classes. And then also I use in my professional education programs. And so just an idea, these are some of the concept-oriented courses. I personally think business analytics can be, IBM Watson Analytics can be used. And then these are some of the course titles in higher education, from information management to analytics and intelligence. And then, data mining, some basic predictive analytics. And then even, dashboard design and visual analytics and sentiment. And then I also made a list of some disciplines, how they might be able to adopt IBM Watson Analytics in context of their some courses, such as, I mean, we all know business analytics is a very multidisciplinary, multi-industry topic, right? And then in any of these courses, as many people we have from different disciplines and as many people from different industry verticals, it kind of creates more innovative environment, actually, more creative thinking for students. And also, I think it's a similar thing in industry, right? As mix-up teams we have in industry, we end up having more creative results. And then from that, these are some of the vertical specific. So I use this information actually when I start to advertise my courses in my university to bring students to the classrooms. How does business analytics and BI topics can fit into their discipline and their interest area? And then what else? So this is, I wanted to go to a very high level. From the skills-wise, business analytics and especially IBM Watson Analytics is a tool to students to practice and learn, right, how to use these tools. And then what I tell my students is that if they learn one of these tools, like 109 tools in the market, if they learn one of these tools, they can easily adapt the other ones, right? Most of these tools are, I usually think, they do almost 50 to 60% things exactly same, and there's another 30 to 40% difference. But how much of the 30 to 40% we use in our daily jobs, right? It's pretty similar tools. So these are some samples of skill sets. IBM Watson Analytics can be utilized, in my opinion, except the black color ones. The purple ones are more adaptable for IBM Watson Analytics. Those two, software development, IBM Watson Analytics is not going to make much sense, or the more hardcore OR modeling. So from that, what I developed is I kind of developed some course content. It's actually in a folder Dennis created, which basically have a list of learning objectives in higher education and in the industry in context of the talent development. And then for each of those learning objectives, how Watson Analytics basically can be utilized for students to basically practice those learning objectives and course topics. And then in the last column on the right, I kind of came up some of the additional resources from IBM ecosystem can be utilized in these education programs. And then also I create something called sample lesson plan for instructors to utilize IBM Watson Analytics in their education program that integrates almost whole IBM ecosystem, including IBM Big Data University resources. So I wanted to kind of go through what I have quickly, and I think when we come back to the questions and answers, I will be able to help out more. Thank you.